In your kit, you will have paper, wax paper palette, paintbrushes. You will need from home a pencil and a cup of water. For this project, you can pick any landscape that you would like. You can pick a Vermont landscape, you can make one up, anything you'd like. To begin, we are going to start by sketching. So I'm going to do a mountain landscape over the lake. So I'll start by making the edge of my lake, which will have a little round to it. And then I'm gonna make some mountains. We're gonna draw some clouds, and then something in the foreground. So we'll draw a sailboat. It's a little too long there. So now that I have that mapped out, I'm gonna start with my big brush, and I'm gonna make a very watered down blue. You also have your extra wax paper. If you decide that you don't want to mix right on this palette, you can mix on the other palette. So I'm going to start by painting in the water with a very dark blue, but it's very light. You can see it's watered down, and you will continue painting until you fill in all your big shapes. Now in between each stage, you have to make sure that each layer is totally dry so that there's no water left on your paper. And the reason that you do that is so that each layer is a distinct layer of color. The other thing to note when you're painting in watercolor, well, painting in general, is that when you're doing landscapes, the further away something is, the less contrast it should have, meaning that the farthest mountains should be the closest to the sky color, and the closest mountains should be their own distinct color. Because when things are closer to you, you can see them more clearly, and so you get to see more color and more contrast. Now that this is dry, we're ready for another layer. For this to dry, I'm going to decide what level of detail I want to put into this. Do I want to put shadows in the clouds? Do I want to put more highlights on the water? Do I want to put more brush strokes into the trees? I know I definitely want to paint my sail more bright yellow and add some more color to my boat. The other thing you have to remember when you're working with watercolor is that the more water you add, the more your paper can get a little bit pilly. So at the end, you'll just have to dust it off, but you have to wait till it's totally dry, because if you don't wait until it's dry and you do it beforehand, you'll start to make runs in the paper. Now that your next layer is dry, you can begin to paint. Once you've decided that your painting has enough color on it, you can wait and let it dry, give it a quick autograph on the back, and then you are good to go. Thank you so much for making with us this Social Sunday. We look forward to next week. Thanks very much. Hope you have a great week.